Hey, so I am brand new to having my own YouTube channel. I've been following a few people on YouTube about the thing I want to do on my own YouTube channel. These people would be Sarah, and it would be OJC Astrology. Her name's Olivia. Um, And there's some more people that I follow as well. Uh, those are the names that I remember at the moment. But you should check them out because they're really good. Some do dailies, and all of them do astrology with their tarot. I love it. I'm learning a lot from them. And anyway, so the past couple of days, I have been what I do while making money right now is I work retail. I work in apparel, in the soft lines position, and it makes me feel a lot of emotions and I end up having a lot of thoughts at work that make me want to not be at work. What I actually want to do is help people my own way. Every In retail, you're really just helping people with things, with materialistic things, and it's not my thing. What I think about are emotions and thoughts and how I'm treating myself, taking care of myself, how I'm treating the people I care about, even those I care about, but they're not exactly friends or more like acquaintances, maybe even just coworkers. But it is a passion of mine to read vibration, to read aura. I don't actually see color or anything. I sense vibration from people. When I'm in conversation with them, when they're distant from me, I can even sense them for the most part when we're messaging each other. And I find that really cool. What I've been practicing with my spirituality is I'm very intuitive with the tarot. I have several different decks of tarot. I find that some people really get attached to like a specific deck, but I needed a variety. Huh. Let's see. Sorry, I'm brand new to this, and I just I'm reading the dots for the volume. I'm not even sure if you can hear me. I do tend to be very soft spoken. Like at work, I work at Super Target, and we all have to wear walkie talkies, and depending on how I'm feeling, um, people just can't hear me over the radio, over the walkie talkie. And it's just, I am actually naturally soft spoken. If I'm feeling like really upbeat, though, I mean, you you won't recognize me. I will actually be, I wouldn't say outgoing, but I'm louder, much louder. So, like, you'll hear me laughing from across the room or whatever kind of thing. I get loud. But anyway, so how I want to help people through this channel is I will be starting out with tarot. There are other ways I like to do readings, but I'm not as practiced with the other things. I'm good with the tarot, and I may or may not get into Oracle. I'm not quite sure. There's some decks that I do love, but I haven't really dug into them. I am interested in runes, and I do have my own runes and witch runes. So eventually, the runes and the witch runes will be something I will add. But as of right now, it's just tarot. You are more than welcome to like comment and ask about if there's any, any specifics that you are either used to or something you're curious about, like you've heard about it, and maybe I can look into it and see if it's something I feel for. I do love learning all kinds of new things, especially when it comes to spirituality. I'm all for all the different phases of just having spiritual growth, inner growth. To be honest, at the moment I am in the midst of a inner growth. I guess some would call it the like shadow work, or I don't know if you would call it dark night of the soul kind of thing. It's not as though it's ongoing darkness of healing. It's just there's been some darker moments that honestly I've never recalled having. I mean, I've had really hard times in my life. The biggest thing I've had to deal with that was really hard, and I'm really happy I did it, that I went through it. I am happily divorced. I mean, I miss having that commitment in my life, but at the same time, that wasn't the kind of commitment that, I mean, when I do end up finding that soulmate, I definitely hope for better. But I am very happy that I am out of that chapter in my life, and I'm happy that I get to share my testimony with people, to be completely honest. Like, I've been through so much emotionally and mentally. I've been emotionally and mentally abused, and that was from my ex-husband. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna name any names, but like, it was a real thing, and it's something that, I mean, when you're in the midst of that, you're feeling it, and it doesn't feel good, but you you still feel like you're going crazy. Like like it's in your head. Whatever is happening, it's in your head. And if it wasn't for the friends I had at the time, like in person, telling me that I wasn't being treated very well, I don't like. I mean, I'm sure I would have ended it, but it would have been later, maybe. That's my assumption is that I would have ended it later. But at least I am really curious if see, I'm on a live stream. I'm not uploading this. And I'm really curious if those dots, like, there's only one green dot and so many other white dots. And I don't know if that means you can't hear me or if it's just the amount of time this is going for. I'm perfectly okay with my first video being the way that it is because this is completely new to me. I am a perfectionist, but I'm really trying to not be a perfectionist with my spirituality, because with spirituality you can't be a perfectionist. My belief is you listen to that whisper in your heart. You listen to what you feel the universe is telling you. And sometimes I may be misreading some things. I try to be as clear as possible. I feel like if you're too emotional, you can't get a good read. So I always try to be as clear as possible. I had to chill. I had a 8-hour shift at work, which is kind of not normal these days. It's usually just 5 hours. But I think they have some more hours kicking in. So I had an 8-hour shift and it was stressful. It's a Sunday, so it was just very stressful. And I had to chill and just relax before I was on here. Anyway, so I was reviewed today at Target. I think that's why this is so important for me. I was trying to figure out when to do this video, this introduction. I was reviewed at work. And honestly, I don't think I have been in the same retail place to be reviewed, or even for someone to even care to review me. I did not think it was going to happen because they kept saying, oh yeah, we'll get to it, but it was never happening. Apparently someone already likes the video. That's another thing about me is I notice things. um, I'll notice little details like, oh, there's already someone who is watching this. But anyway, so I was reviewed today at work, and the entire time I was listening to someone read about how we're supposed to be at work. It wasn't about how I'm doing, it was about how we all need to be as associates at work. So that's not really a review per se, it's just, it was almost as if she felt like, my team lead felt like she just had to do it, so she was just going through the different reviews with people. Well, but listening to her, all I could think about was I don't care. Like, I care enough to hear you out, but I do not care about what it is I need to do here. It's always the same thing. It's boring. It's just about materialistic stuff. I'm good at it. I don't care about it. I care about people. I care about how people are feeling, what they're thinking, why they're thinking and feeling certain things, and I care about getting to the core issues of anything that they're going through. And I want to be able to help people understand themselves. That's what I do with myself. I'm constantly trying to understand myself. And I want to be able to help other people because I have been through my emotional crash. Growing up, and then at least for a little bit being happily married, and then having some issues with the marriage, and then it was a very difficult decision, but I made the decision. I decided it was time to get divorced. And honestly, I think the hardest point was the aftermath because I didn't actually live in a bedroom. I was living in living rooms. I kind of, you could say I hopped from house to house in living rooms, but it was just 3 different homes. It was people whom I knew I could trust, but I couldn't stay there. Like, I couldn't stay in the houses for too long. It was just, there was always something that was just too much for me at the time. But I will say that the area I really miss living in is Everett, Washington. It doesn't have to be specifically Everett, but like I do miss Washington. There were mountains there, and the people there are amazing. I feel like I wasn't there long enough, but I financially could not stay there. I ended up moving elsewhere to live with family so that they could help me, and also because I felt like I needed to restore a balance with them, which I feel like I have done. Now I'm focused on myself, taking care of myself, and I want to build a business that is dedicated to helping people with whatever they're going through. Um, I want to eventually make candles. I love candles. I do have levels 1 and 2 for Reiki, so I will probably make Reiki candles eventually. Um, I meditate with candles. I get really excited. Just so far, it's really just been melting white candles and like getting crowns. Actually, I learned this trick from a good friend of mine. We have same common interests. Uh, we're both witches. Well, I'd say it was more like we both practice. We're both practitioners. But I consider myself an actual witch, and I want to help those with my intuitive skills. So, anyways, I kind of feel like I'm rambling, which I do tend to do. That's kind of like I do want to organize myself for this. At the same time, I also kind of just want to go with the emotions because this is brand new for me, and I feel like if I do organize myself too much, I'll just go back to wanting to be a perfectionist, and that's actually not the point. When I'm in this journey, this spiritual journey, like being a perfectionist isn't the point. That's just not how it goes. So, um, anyway, I want you all to see how I do tarot readings. So my next video will be how I do tarot readings. It will, it may be small, it may not be. I mean, it won't be super long. I won't do that. But yeah, uh, I'll be doing that, and it's honestly like anything that you like. Say you watch it and you see something that basically it's okay for you to criticize. Like I said, this is brand new for me. I'd love to learn about whatever it is you guys are kind of maybe wanting from me. um I will say that I can't change who I am or my language, but I am open to have criticism, hear you out, and basically be open to what it is you may want from me. I do, I'll practice anything at least once and see how things go. So I'm open, and I'm here for anyone who wants to bother listening and watching how I do things. So I will be here for you intuitively, and yeah, I guess that's it. My next video will be about, we'll show you how I do tarot readings. Hope that you all are having a lovely Sunday. Bye.